When you're buying a turntable, it's important to consider the preamp. You can either use a built-in preamp or an external preamp, but which one sounds better and what should you look for in a preamp? Before we get into which sounds better, let's cover what a preamp is used for. When you're playing a record, the volume from that record is very low. If you were to plug in your turntable directly into a receiver or powered speaker without a preamp, it would be barely audible. The preamp adds gain to the signal, which boosts the volume. The preamp also applies the RIAA curve. Now what's the RIAA curve? When it comes to the actual grooves on the record, the lower frequencies produce a wider groove. Therefore, a bass-heavy album can result in very short runtimes. So when a master is cut, lower frequencies are reduced, which means smaller grooves and more music per side. During playback, the preamp boosts these lower frequencies. The RIAA curve is the standard for how much these frequencies should be increased. Whereas the lower frequencies are lowered during the cutting process, the higher frequencies are raised. During playback, the preamp lowers these high frequencies, bringing them back to a normal volume. This is done because when you lower the higher frequencies, you also lower the surface noise on the record. So the result is a clearer, noise-free sound. This is approximately what a song would sound like with no RIAA curve applied. Notice the lack of bass and lots of high frequency. And this is what it sounds like with a preamp. So what sounds better? A standalone preamp or a preamp that's built into a turntable? The perception among a lot of people, and not just in home audio but lots of things, is that any external component will just sound better than a built-in component. But is that true? Well, the answer is a very definite, it depends. An internal preamp can certainly sound as good as an external preamp. Whether it is built into the turntable or not doesn't affect the quality either way. So why would somebody want an external preamp? The biggest advantage to an external preamp is upgradability. When a preamp is external, you can very easily swap it out and replace it with a new one. A lot of turntables with built-in preamps like the RT80 and RT81 will let you turn off the internal preamp and use an external one, which gives you the best of both worlds. You can use the internal preamp and then, if you want to upgrade, just literally flip a switch on the back and install your external preamp. Just be sure that when you're buying a turntable that does both, that the Phono switch totally bypasses the preamp. This will ensure that the signal path is totally separate from the internal preamp. What should you look for in a preamp? 3 things to keep in mind are 1. A low RIAA deviation. This measures how accurate the preamp is at applying the aforementioned RIAA curve. The lower the RIAA deviation, the more accurate the sound is to the original recording. 2. Low crosstalk. Crosstalk is when the left or right channel bleeds into the opposite channel. And 3. Does your turntable have a moving coil or moving magnet cartridge? Moving coil cartridges will output less volume than a moving magnet cartridge. Consequently, the preamp will need to boost the sound more. There are preamps that will be able to handle both types of cartridges, but a lot won't. So before you buy, make sure that your preamp will match your stylus. Thanks for watching. For more videos about preamps, turntables, and everything home audio, be sure to check out one of these and hit subscribe.